Hi team, it is Gina Brooks from the Produce Human Resources Department. Last week I did a video on leading during crisis and you seemed to like it, so I thought I'd come back this week and do one on how to handle stress during a crisis. When I do my Monday moments, it's usually a quote or something I find that motivates me. And I kind of start from a quote and then continue on to my article. So on this subject, I'm going to start off with a quote as well, and it goes like this. There are times when we stop, we sit still, we listen, and breezes from a whole other world begin to whisper. I think all of us can agree that at no other time have we been forced to be still, and I think a lot of good things have come out of that. You see more families walking together, you see the busyness of our lives has certainly slowed down, but anytime there's a change, we experience stresses, regardless if it's a positive change or negative change. Any change usually will cause some kind of response to us physically, emotionally, or otherwise. So I wanted to give you a few tips on some things that I do to deal with stress. One of the things I've always done with my children, and it's probably more for me than them, but I sing to them, and I always sing this silly song, and I know I'm not the only person, and I'm not going to torture you by auditioning for America's Got Talent or American Idol right now, because I would fail miserably. But I always sing The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow. And I know that sounds really silly, but sometimes just getting in your car or singing a song, something that's a joyful song for you, can alleviate a lot of stress and also put you in a better mind space. Another recent thing that I have tasked myself with is I've been spending way too much time on TikTok, and apparently this is a site that's for young people, but like everything that us over 40s and 50-year-olds do, if we get on a social media site, it is the best way to get the young people off. So I'm joining the old folk on TikTok, and I started to learn this song to dance to the song called The Drip. And it is quite hilarious because I have two bad knees, and this is like a pretty difficult dance to learn. But every night I'm in front of my TV and I've tasked myself with learning this ridiculous dance. And who knows, maybe I'll videotape it one day if I get really good and show you guys. But my point is, do something that brings you joy. I can't dance, I can't sing, but it makes me laugh. It makes everyone that watches me do it laugh. So it does alleviate a lot of stress by just doing something that's fun. And singing and dancing is fun. So, just get up with your kids and your husband and your family and just put on some music and dance around and be silly. It's a great way to bond, but it's also just a fun thing to do. And right now, I don't know about you, I get to come to work 5 days a week, but on that, like Saturday and Sunday, not being able to do some of the fun activities that I used to do, I'm being more creative and finding things to probably entertain myself more than anything, but it really does help me. Another silly thing that I've always done with my kids, I tend to be the happy person in my family. I don't know if it's genes or what. Like my kids must have got their dad's genes, but they always wake up on the wrong side of the bed. They're just grouchy kids. I'm a complete morning person. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and as long as I have my cup of coffee, I'm a pretty joyful person. So what I've always done with the kids, and now my son is 17 and my daughter is 20, and I still do it today because they're both at home isolating, is if they come in a bad mood, I always say this: don't smile. And I get real serious and I say, do not smile. Please do not smile. We do not allow joy or happiness in this house. Quit it now. And I go on, and immediately they cannot, no matter how hard they try, they start smiling. And I guess my point is, smiling and being happy is infectious. And even though this is a really, really stressful time, It's a time for us to lift others up. So if we have to be the one that tries to bring joy in people's lives, and you have to play little manipulative games like telling your kids to not smile so they do the opposite, then do it. It's fun, it's silly, and it kind of just relieves the stress for everyone. Let's see, what else is on my list? I have exercise. I've always exercised. I exercise 6 days a week since, I mean, for as long as I can remember. But I don't know about you, but with all the eating and drinking that I've been doing since isolation, I've put on a little bit of weight that I typically don't carry other than during the holidays. It was like the holidays ran right into coronavirus. And so, like, that little bit of weight is kind of hanging on. So, along with my new dance groove that I've been trying to learn, I have tried to continue to exercise every day. And it's always been something that I've used to help me with my anxiety and stress. But there's a lot of fun things you could do. I pulled out my old four-wheeled roller skates, and I've been roller skating with my daughter. Obviously, I see a lot of people outside walking their animals and running and walking because the gyms are closed. You can also go on YouTube. Matter of fact, I rarely go to the gym anymore because I prefer to work out at home. So if you have YouTube, there are hundreds upon hundreds of videos with different exercise workouts that you can do. And I encourage you to get on there. And there's all kinds of family friendly ones. There's high impact, low impact, boxing, stuff for men, women, chair exercises if you have bad knees, which I do. So I'm always looking for something new. Exercise is a great way to relieve stress. So I highly encourage it to get into working out every day. I mean, we have this little bit of extra time. We always say it's our New Year's resolution, and then come February, we stop going to the gym or working out. Well, now is the perfect time to start working out. So hopefully we can all join together in this because I need your guys' support because I got to quit baking and drinking. It's getting ridiculous. Like none of my clothes are fitting. Let's see, what else meditate. Okay, I am way too hyper to meditate, but I hear so many positive things about meditation. It's like being one with yourself, and there's a lot of meditation music and even yoga type routines are very slow, and they're about breathing, and that really does, I mean, scientifically it's proven. Deep breathing and slow breathing and being conscious about your breath does slow down your heart rate and help with anxiety. So I do believe that it helps with stress as well. And again, go on YouTube. There's all kinds of good stuff like that. Anything that you could think of that you would like to share with the rest of us, please feel free to email me at jbrooks@proteuseinc.org. Also, if you have any topics that you would like me to discuss, or a workplace Wanda question, a workplace question you have, please email me and I'd be happy to feature it either in one of my articles or on one of my future videos. I hope that a few of these tips are helpful. Another one that I almost forgot, but I don't know if probably more of the ladies out there are having this issue, but just getting ready. Like if you're remote and you're working at home, I mean, like I said, I get up, I go to work, so I get a dress, but my hair lady, my nail lady, they're not working. So I'm having to dye my own hair. It's a real tragedy. And I actually literally picked up the scissors today, and I was going to send a picture of me cutting my own bangs to my hairstylist as some kind of threat, I guess, to her to invite me to her home, trim my bangs or something, because I did not even know my forehead was this big. It's just wrong. So it's really important to take care of yourself. Give yourself a facial, do your own nails, take a nice tub. Even though we're at home more than ever, try to get up and get ready, because I am horrible about getting ready on the weekends. And I have to tell you this horrible story because it's like the worst story that gives me nightmares. On the weekends, like, I don't put on makeup, I don't get ready. So this one weekend, I was wearing overalls, which is really attractive, but it's my signature. So I was wearing my ripped overalls. I was gonna run to the store real quick. I had no makeup on. I had my hair up in a bun, and I saw my college sweetheart, who I had not seen since, let's see, this was in 2019. I had not seen him since 1994. So a lot of years, okay? So if you had an ex that you hadn't seen in that many years, you want to look your best, right? No, I did not. No makeup, hair in a bun, ripped overalls, and he recognized me. And to top it off, and I'm going to end with this visual. In my basket, I had 3 things: a thing of Haagen-Dazs peanut butter and chocolate ice cream, a bottle of wine, and how do I say this? Things that only ladies would need. Yeah. And had to stop and have like a 15-minute conversation with my basket right there in front of him. So anyway, I guess my point is, maybe get ready while you're isolated, or try to take care of yourself. I mean, put on some makeup, do your nails, do something that makes you feel good, because in the end, we all have to take care of ourselves. We're gonna all get through this together. We're gonna be better after this. We're going to learn so many lessons of how to work more efficiently, how to spend more time with our families, how to slow down. I hope that's what we all get a nugget out of all of this that we've gone through, because that's the purpose of coming out the other end of times of tragedy or times of crisis. Anyway, I'm going to sign off, but hopefully I will see you all soon. Toodles!